Welcome to another episode of the Sacred Roots podcast. Yes, I am singing because that's how happy I am to be recording these again. When was the last episode? I feel like it was somewhere around June, July. And I went through a whole death rebirth journey since the month of July. I am slowly coming out of it. And this is why I want to do a live update podcast with you, for you, so that I can show you how I navigate these death rebirths, what I learned from it, how you can navigate them. I'm going to share some personal things and then transform them into powerful questions that you can ask yourself to navigate those as well, come more into alignment, find more of your truth, see what life is really trying to teach you there. And yeah, that's basically where I'm at. I'm really at a space right now, at a place, sorry, right now, where I also just want to be raw. I want to be real. I want to be authentic. I want to speak from my heart. This is why my podcasts, until I change my mind, which is always allowed, are not going to be edited anymore. I want you to see the raw me. It doesn't matter if I cough. It doesn't matter if I lose my words. If I have a cup of a sip of tea, there's delicious Bengal spice tea brewing here next to me. It smells really good. I'm gonna be drinking my tea, and I hope you do too. Let's just have a conversation. Let's just connect, really heart to heart. And this is also why I'm not doing trendy, sexy marketing intros to my podcast anymore, because who cares? You really just want to listen to me, right? To be honest, every time I listen to a podcast and I have these intros, I skip them. I'm sure you do too, right? So let's just skip them overall and get to the juiciness straight away. I don't like fluff and small talk. You know that. So, after this beautiful introduction, let's dive in. My own rebirth journey, really, I've been through death rebirth journey a lot. And this is part of life. That's the first thing I really want to insist on, is that we live in a society where it's go, go, go all the time. We want to be in spring, summer season all the time. We want to be successful all the time, have lots of energy all the time, be giving and receiving all the time. And it just doesn't work. There's a beautiful study that's been done in the US where they injected steroids into redwood trees at the beginning of the winter to see how the trees would react, because they wanted the trees to keep their leaves and be beautiful, stay in spring season basically. And a few years later, all those trees died. Because if you live on steroids, if you're always go, 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 you are not honoring your own nature. Nature has seasons, and our own nature is cyclical too. We have our own seasons. Sometimes they are aligned with the seasons of nature, sometimes not. And so my own fall winter season began in July, and we are now in November. And so nature is getting to I'm recording this, and tomorrow it's Halloween, Samhain. We are really getting to the last 6 weeks of the year where there's less and less and less of light, where we are getting to the winter solstice, and that's the depth of darkness. It's the shortest day of the year, it's the longest night of the year. And we usually don't like that. We fear it, we fear darkness, we fear death, we fear not doing anything. But it is so important to our cyclical nature, to our rebirth journeys, to allow the spring to come back. And this is why those trees that they had injected steroids in, they died. If we don't honor our winters or fall season, if we don't let go of what doesn't serve us, of who we think we are, but that's not really who we are, slowly we die, because We get more and more disconnected from our highest potential. We get more and more disconnected from our truth. And spiritually, we get more and more disconnected from our essence. And that impacts us physically as well. Because when you are in true alignment with your essence, with your soul, and you're expressing all of that, you have access to infinite amounts of energy, but still in a cyclical way, because your soul is always evolving and she will make you journey through death rebirth journeys. She will lead you to places in your life where things aren't working anymore. You feel like you're hitting walls. You feel like you're pushed in a corner. You don't have creativity. You don't feel inspired. And if you don't understand why this is happening, you freak out, right? But thank Goddess, I understand my cyclical nature. I teach our cyclical nature. And I understood that I was invited to let go of a part of me so that a new one could be reborn. And it took me totally by surprise because I just spent 9, 10 months in Bali, felt more connected to my power, my essence, my mission than ever before. And boom, things started collapsing. And of course, it's connected. It's because I was going deeper and deeper and deeper into myself, my gifts, my purpose. And so it was time for me to really let go of certain things I was holding on to so that I could express that even more. But still, it really took me by surprise. And I didn't understand totally what was happening at first. I mean, I understood it, but I didn't understand why. That's usually the journey. I'm going to record another podcast episode where I'm going to share with you the myth of Inyana, because this story is incredibly powerful and gives a map to your soul to understand this death rebirth journey. And it helped me a lot in the past 4 or 5 months. So stay tuned for another episode because that's coming in a week or two. And so one of the greatest things that I realized in the past months, there were two things actually. And the first one is how I have been holding myself back from expressing my true self by staying too much in my head. I thought I had to show up a certain way. I thought I had to say certain things. I thought I had to do my offers a certain way. And while I have let go already of a lot of what people can think of me at a personal level, I realized I didn't let go of that at a professional business level. I was like, I need to serve, people need to like what I do, people need to love me, to buy from me because people buy with their emotions, da 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 da. And that desire to find approval and love within my work is holding myself back from speaking with my heart. Because there was always an element of control or putting up a mask, showing up in a certain way to please in a way or another. And so this is why I'm now showing up in another energy, because I actually don't care anymore. I've released that of like how you're going to respond to me, how you're going to take me, if you're going to think I'm crazy, if you're going to think I'm wise, if you're going to take me seriously or not. It doesn't matter to me because it's actually your problem. It's your business. What matters to me most right now in my life, probably for the rest of my life, what matters to me most is to honor the depth of who I am. Because I am a deep person. And playing it safe isn't working for me anymore. And so then I had to ask myself, who am I really deep, 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 deep down? And because life is magical and brings you the answer in your environment, something came up for me these past months, and especially this summer, that I got really triggered by the word priestess and seeing all these priestesses show up on social media not resonating with their visuals, their long hairs, their ankh or snake tattoos, the way they were doing things. I was like, I am not like that. But it triggers me. So you know that when you're triggered, it has something to teach you about yourself. And I came to the realization it's not how you look, how you do things, the artifacts, the fact that you sage your house every day, that you pull oracle cards every day, that you wear long dresses, long hair. I mean, I shaved my head, right? It's not these things that make you a priestess, it's who you are. It's how you live your life. It's what matters to you. And what matters to me is to deepen my connection with the goddess, with source, with spirit, every day more and more. And to serve from that space and to help you find that connection as well. Because it's one of the connections that I have in my life that brings me the most joy. Like this morning, where I had a meditation and I was crying tears of love and laughing at the same time, because sometimes meditations can be funny. And I had realizations that were hilarious to me. And this connection that I have nourishes me, awakens me, heals me, makes me feel at peace and connected to myself like nothing else. And I have amazing friendships, an amazing husband that I love so much, my son that I love to the moon and back again. And I receive a lot of love and nourishment for those relationships. But my connection with the goddess is something else. And I want that for you too. Because once you discover that, it changes your life deeply. It brings so much clarity. It brings so much healing. It brings so much power and potential inside of you that that's what matters to me. And that's the role of a priestess. That's the role of a high priestess. So how much longer am I going to deny my true nature just because I don't resonate with pictures on the internet or on social media? That doesn't make any sense. And I know that many of you are actually resonating with what I'm saying, or maybe have had a glimpse of it and it's kind of calling you in a way. And so you're probably not resonating with those images either. You know, all the classical images that we see of women with long hair, long dresses in the forest. There's a lot of like black and red or white, lots of sage and crystals and pendulums and tarot cards. I have all these things and I love to play with them. But I am so much more than that as well. And I don't totally resonate with those images. I don't recognize myself in them, even though I have all those things. I know many of you are experiencing that too. So I want to show a new way that you can be a priestess, a high priestess. If that label serves you, if that label helps you find more clarity on who it is that you came here to be. Because in the end, labels are useful, but they also limit us. We are so much more than them. And what I also realize in this death rebirth journey is that my mystery school is essentially a priestess training, but without the intention of actually making the students into priestesses. So this led me to deciding that I was going to do things a little bit differently, because I know many of you were interested by the mystery school but couldn't join because of the price point. And I also realized in this death rebirth journey, my God, so many breakthroughs here, that I was finding a lot of my worth in giving all of myself to people live. and that I needed to show up live for people to have a transformation, because otherwise, what were they paying for, right? Well, this is actually not true, because I know I am offering transformations through my books. I've received many messages and emails to testify of that, and through my podcasts. And those are written or recorded once, and then they inspire, they heal, they activate, they awaken you. And so I let go of that identity. And I am now going to do the mystery school, partly pre recorded, partly live, so that I can put it at a more accessible price point and serve more of you, so that you can also remember who you came here to be. That is really the premise of the mystery school. It's about uncovering the truth about life, how life works, strengthening your relationship with the unseen, and uncovering the truth about you, because you are the mystery. The mystery is you. So the mystery school is there to help you uncover the truth about who you are. Remember who you are. Bring all the pieces, all the members of you back together. And I am feeling the call. Let's see if I feel that I am totally out of my death rebirth journey and I have the energy to create it. But right now, I am feeling the call to launch a 4-month mystery school with pre recorded videos on the 21st of December. So I am shortening the length because it was 9 months before. It's going to be 4 months now. And I am just condensing the teachings by pre recording them. This is kind of where I'm at. Let me see with my heart if there's anything else I want to share with you. Oh, yes. I was saying I had questions for you so that you could integrate all of that into your life. Let me take a sip of my tea and share those questions with you because I wrote them down on a little piece of paper. So, for my own death rebirth journey, the question that I have for you is, where is my need of approval, my need of love holding me back in my business? Because at the beginning, when you launch a business, it is important to feel a connection with your clients, to be loved, to be approved, for sure. It's also part of like our human condition. But there is a point where it's holding you back. Because if you want to step into the role of a thought leader, you are not going to have everybody's approval. Actually, the more people disapprove of what you say, the more your people are going to approve really with what you say, because you're going to go deeper. You're going to allow yourself to go deeper. Your people are going to find you. So the disapproval of certain people, the rejection of certain people means more magnetism. This is how magnets work. You know, attraction, repellion. What's the word? You're repelled by something, someone. So I really invite you to sit with that question because it really brought up a lot for me. The second question I have for you is, what does the word priestess bring up for you? Are you also triggered by it? Are you magnetized by it in a certain way? When you let go of that word and everything that it means, does the energy of that word, the truth of that word, is it part of who you are? I actually believe that in some ways, every woman is a priestess. Every woman is a bridge with the unseen. We have wombs from which we birth souls, from which we create businesses. We give life to ideas. We are incubators, alchemists, transformers. When we learn to dance with the unseen, the darkness, the death of who we are not, we slowly honor our spiritual connection. And we awaken to our essence as a priestess. And so maybe using this word is not the most supportive for you right now. But by daring to face what it brings up, it sheds a light on the discomfort inside of you, the truth inside of you. And then what I shared with you around the mystery school and what I realized there, I have a question for you as well on that, which is, how can I serve more people? What is holding me back right now from serving more people? What belief, what way of showing up, what way of serving is holding me back from serving more people? Maybe you want to serve more people and you're like, well, Ele, I'm just waiting for that, but there's only X amount of people signing up to my programs. There's only X amount of people following me on social media, even though I'm posting often and doing this work and doing these launches. Yes, but that's the whole point. Our beliefs shape our reality. So if you can shed a light on those beliefs, you will serve more people. The belief that I had of I need to show up live and give my full attention to each and every person, and it needs to be intimate so that I can give my best to everyone, that was holding me back big time. And behind the fact that it was holding me back, it was holding you back too. Because it's not serving you. I can have my own impact in my little corner with that belief, but I can help way more people. I can reach way more hearts, have a greater impact, and change the world more if I let go of my own limitations. And it is not our governments or politicians or big corporations that are going to do the work. We are at a point right now on Earth where the change is going to come from us, from you and from me. We are the creators. We are the creatrixes. If there's something we do not like, we create that change. We don't just sit on the sidelines and wait for it to happen. It's not going to happen. It is not going to happen. It's right now, there are too many conflicts of interest and people who are really happy to put a lot of money in their pockets that they will not change the chaos of this world. But we will, if we remember our power, if we allow ourselves to serve more people, if we let go of our fears, if we let go of our blocks, if we let go of our limitations and limiting beliefs that might have been put on us on purpose. So what is holding you back from serving more people? How can you reach more people? Maybe what I've shared with you is resonating. Maybe not. Just go for a walk, have a meditation, do some free writing, journaling, see what comes up, because that's your truth. And always use your truth. Amazing. Okay, one last thing that I want to share in this live update. And last but not least, I am really excited to share with you all that I am pregnant. And this is our second pregnancy in the family. I mean, technically the third, because we had a little soul visit us and then leave us really quickly 6 months ago. But this is going to be our second child, and we are so happy. But this is one of the reasons why I have been needing to rest so much in the past 2-3 months now. Sorry. Because this first trimester was really hard. Let's be honest. I didn't feel like a vessel of love and laughter during that time. My days were just management of symptoms. Nausea, vomiting, feeling incredibly weak and dizzy, and just having no creativity, no energy. So I just didn't do anything. I allowed myself to physically be in the darkness. And it was very interesting that my own fall season began in July, and then I got pregnant end of August. So realized pretty quickly, though, a few days later, I knew. Um, and so what began emotionally, mentally, spiritually really followed physically, which forced me to go even deeper into all these questions about who is it that is coming through right now? What is it that I am letting go of? How do I want to show up in the world right now? How do I want to serve? What is my truth now? And this pregnancy has been so interesting because with my first pregnancy with Benji, I was sick and uncomfortable for a week, around week 6, 7, but then I was fine. Here, it hit me week 5 all the way to week 11. I'm now 11 weeks pregnant as I'm recording this, and I am feeling so much better. I mean, I have the energy to record a podcast, which is amazing. I definitely wouldn't have had that last week and the weeks before. And so, because I was so low energy, it really brought up the identity around doing. I realized I had tied so much of who I am to what I do. And I kept saying to my husband, I feel so useless. And he was like, where is that even coming from? Like, you're creating life, you're still a mother, still a wife, still a friend, still a daughter, you're still doing so much. And yes, you need to rest and sleep a lot. You spend a lot of time in bed and in the couch, but where does that need of being useful come from? And I realized I had tied a lot of my identity around it. If I am not useful, who am I? If I am not giving, who am I? If I have so little to give, who am I? What can I receive? And I was receiving so much love and support from my husband and my son that I almost felt like I didn't deserve it because I couldn't give anything back. How interesting, right? And so part of this death rebirth journey was really led by my pregnancy as well, because I realized I had to let go this need to be useful, this need to give, this need to do, because it doesn't mean anything about who I am. I am who I am if I sleep, if I do nothing, if I rest. I still am myself. I still am my energy. I still am my wisdom. I still impact people just by being me. And I know this is a really big one for a lot of you, because this is a really big one in our society. And so I invite you to sit with that question. Who are you if you have nothing to give? It's a big one. But when you can free yourself from it, oh my God, I was going to say, you are free. You are free. It is so freeing. And so finally, I want to invite you to really sit with yourself for a moment. Where are you at in your life? What cycle are you in right now? Are you in the fall season, letting go? Are you in the darkness of the winter, not really knowing what is going to come through? What the new you is going to be like? I was there 3 weeks ago. I was like, I still don't really understand what's going to come out of all of this. And suddenly in a few days, boom, 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 it all became clear. And I know, I can sense there's more for me. There's more for me coming in the next days. But yeah, I will have recorded this live update. So this is me. This is the new me. After having been silent for a few weeks, months, I am really happy to be back in this more raw, more authentic, more real, more hard spoken version of me. If that doesn't resonate with you, that's all good. I wish you all the best. And if it does, stick around because you're going to feel more of this energy. And I have a gift for you to finish this episode. The I was going to say the first one. Well, the first thing is that if you are called by the mystery school and the way I revamped it, of course, get on the waitlist. I'm going to put the link in the show notes of this episode. But my gift for you is that in the past weeks, I have been asked, I am always asked a list of the books that impacted me the most on my journey to becoming a spiritual teacher, to embodying my feminine energy, to kind of walking this path of the priestess path, the path of beauty, the path of devotion, the path of service. And I have gathered a list of my favorite books that have activated deep, 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 deep parts of me. From a marketing perspective, it doesn't make sense to promote other people's work, but I don't care because I really want you to read these books. There is so much magic in these books. You will see for yourself. So if you want that list, if you are on that journey of walking the path of the goddess, of reclaiming your connection with your soul, with the unseen, with your gifts, with your true potential and how you can serve, I really recommend that you read those beautiful books because they were written by thought leaders in this sphere. You are going to learn things in these books that you are never going to find on Google. Nope. You can Google as long as you want. The work that I do and that I offer you and that these books offer you, they're not mainstream. They're not on Google, but they will be deeply activating. So if you want to get that sacred feminine book list, just click the link that's in the show notes of this episode and you will receive it. And I'm really excited for you to get those books. So my love, I will see you in the next episode next week. And thank you so much. Thank you so, so much for listening to me for those 30 minutes. I hope I brought some sunshine and hope and inspiration in your day, your week, your living room, your tea, if you're also having a cup of tea. And thank you so much for following my work. Many blessings to you.